What's going on, sports fans? This is Russ Williams, part of Sports and Knowledge. I hope everybody's doing well today. It is another good day to talk about some college football, y'all. I'm telling you, it feels good. We're getting closer to reaching that deadline, reaching 34 days left. August the 27th, here we come for college football. Last time I talked to you guys about North Carolina season and their prediction for this coming season. This time I'll be talking about Wake Forest. So you guys already know about the question I'm going to ask y'all. Do y'all think Wake Forest can win the ACC conference? Well, let's find out. Dave Claus is their head coach. They was very surprising last year. I mean, you're talking about a program just this year only had the 71st recruiting class. They don't recruit very high, and they usually is a 7 to 8 win team in the past. But ever since they got offensive coordinator Warren Ruggiero, the offense been averaging 30 points a game since 2017. Last year they averaged 41 points a game. I mean, that's incredible. That's fourth in the nation. They score a lot of points. The thing about Wake Forest is their defense, though. I mean, their defense is trash. But they offense they score so many points, man. I wouldn't be surprised if the defense be like, man, we just got out here, man. We just came off the field. But so Wake Forest will return 9 offensive starters on offense. The quarterback Sam Hartman, he will be returning this year, and he is a top 3 quarterback in the ACC for sure. He was 3rd in the nation in points responsible for. He had 4,200 yards, and that's the 6th most in school history. You guys know that now that quarterbacks like in the ACC like Kenny Pickett and Sam Howell's gone, I expect Sam Hartman to be probably one of the best quarterbacks in the ACC, if not the best. At running back they have Justice Ellison. Justice Ellison averaged 5 yards per carry. Also in that backfield they will have a 2-back running system. They will have Justice Ellison and Christian Turner. Both backs had 500 yards on the ground last season. Now at wide receiver, you guys might know the guy named A.T. Perry. He's about 6'5", 206 pounds. Last year he had 1,200 yards and 15 touchdowns. He is a big target, and so he would definitely be effective again this year with that high-power offense. They also have receivers like Donovan Green and Taylor Morin. They have a very experienced offensive line at Wake Forest. Wake Forest will return 4 starters on that offensive line, and all 4 of them had a total of 90 starts in their career. I mean, that's really good. At tight end, they have Brandon Chapman and Blake Whiteheart. They both combined for 27 catches and 6 touchdowns, so they pretty decent. They might not need the ball much because you had so many receivers and a good running game for Wake Forest, but they'll be decent. Now, this is the point I want to talk about right here is their defense. I mean, how do you have the 3rd worst defense in the ACC and you had that much offense? Wake Forest scored a lot of points last year, but they gave up a lot of points too. They was the 11th best defense in the ACC. They gave up 420 yards a game. I say it again. They gave up 420 yards a game, guys. 200 yards on the ground, 220 yards in the air. I mean, goodness. Their defense was worse than Clemson's defense. Their defense was worse than North Carolina State. Their defense was worse than Louisville. Their defense was worse than Pitt. I mean, their defense was worse than Florida State, Miami. You name anybody, it was worse than everybody besides Duke and Virginia. I mean, the defense was horrible. They couldn't stop anything. I mean, anybody. I think a kindergarten team could beat them on the ground. At defensive tackle, they added Kobe Turner. He's an All-American from the SCS. At defensive end, they have Rondell Balfour and Jasheen Davis. At linebackers, this is another group that would need some work. They have Ryan Smyrna Jr., he had 83 tackles, and Chase Jones, 43 tackles. They did get another transfer from Navy. His name is Cheelan Garnes. He will be helping that linebacker group. Now, as far as the secondary, they had a bunch of freshmen, and now they're entering the sophomore season, so they will have a little bit more experience this year. They started true freshmen last year. At corner, they have Gavin Holmes and Kalen Carson. They would need to improve. At safety, they have Malik Mufasa and Nick Anderson. Mufasa. It sounds like a Mufasa, but it's Mustafa. But his last name is very similar to Mufasa off Lion King. And Kobe Davis will also get some time too. But all these guys on defense have proved anything. They haven't proved anything in college football. They definitely need to prove something this year if they want to improve. Now let's talk about the schedule. This schedule, as you can see, the green means wins and the red means losses. The first game of the year, September 1st, they play Virginia Military Institute. This is a good cupcake game, a good field game, see where we at. It's kind of like a spring game, jamboree-ish game, so this is going to be a blowout. I wouldn't be surprised if Wake Forest scores 70 points this game. They did score 70 last year versus Army, so they have a history of scoring 70-point games. The next game, September the 10th, they play Vanderbilt. Vanderbilt will probably be the worst team in the SEC again this year. They will beat Vanderbilt easily. Liberty does not have as much talent. I don't think Liberty will be able to contend with these guys. We all know that Liberty quarterback left, and he's off in the NFL. So I got a 3-0 right now before we face the big game, Clemson. Clemson would definitely have the best defense, if not the second best defense. I got between Clemson and North Carolina State to have the two best defenses in the ACC. But I tell you what, nobody besides maybe Alabama and Georgia have a better defensive line than Clemson this year. They're going to be scary. It's going to be a good game, but I think Clemson defense will overpower Wake Forest offense. I don't think Wake Forest will be scoring as many points on Clemson this year. So I have Clemson winning this game, so that means Wake Forest loses this game. The next game versus Florida State. I have a red highlight on this game because this is a game I really want to watch on October the 1st. I think Florida State will be better, but their schedule is hard, And so I will have the predictions on Florida State coming soon, guys. But I have Wake Forest winning this game. Next, they play Army. I mentioned earlier that they scored 70 points on Army, and they won easily against Army, and I predict that they will beat Army again. Next, off of bye week, they play Boston College. I don't think Boston College will be able to contend with these guys. I think Boston College will lose. That means Wake Forest win. Now, I have another red highlight on this game on October 29th versus Louisville. Louisville will be returning Malik Cunningham. He's probably the third best quarterback in the ACC. He's electrifying. He's a dual threat quarterback. I think that he would give this defense some problems because of his escapability out of the pocket and the good running game that Louisville have and the tight end. So I wouldn't be surprised if Louisville win this game. However, I have Wake Forest winning this game, so I got Wake Forest with the win. For the second loss, I have them losing to North Carolina State. This is a away game on November the 5th. North Carolina State will have a great defense. Their linebacker core is probably the third best linebacker core in all of college football. They have a pretty good secondary and good defensive line. I think this will be a good matchup. A bad matchup for Wake Forest again. Now, this other game I have highlighted, this is another game that they possibly could lose this game. They play North Carolina. The good thing about this game is they play North Carolina at home. And last year, I think North Carolina, they had Sam Howell, who is a quarterback in the NFL now, and they also had an NFL running back. I don't think North Carolina will beat them this year because they lost a lot on the offense and the defense wasn't all that good as well. So I have Wake Forest winning this game. Now these last two games should be easy, but I would not. Syracuse has a great offensive line and a great running back. A lot of the articles out there are saying that their running back is probably the best in the ACC. So I mean, the running game will be able to improve and be effective versus Wake Forest defense. But I think Wake Forest defense will step it up. They got a new defensive coordinator. So I have Wake Forest winning this game. The last game of the regular season, November 26th, they will be facing Duke University. Now, if this was a basketball game, I would have Duke all the way. But since this is football, I have Duke losing this game. So I have Wake Forest winning this game as well. So as my prediction, guys, I have 10-2 for Wake Forest. This is good. I mean, they're a 10-win team. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section. Do you think they will lose more games? Do you think they will win more games? Do you think they will win the ACC? Do you think they will be last in the ACC? Just let me know in the comment section, guys. I appreciate your time. Thanks for watching. Have a good day.